What's up, y'all? This is Rom coming back at you with yet another car video. Hey, yo, you know what? Uncle Rom talk. Ain't trying to give no game, just pointing out something. But Uncle Rom talk. The best couples I've observed in my life. The best couples. And I'm going to tell you what. And I'm talking about relationships, not just hooking up or anything like that, but just couples. And it's not what people think. Some people be thinking, oh, yeah, it's those real handsome rich guys and those real beautiful women. And yeah, they'll get together, but I'm saying good couples, like, you can read their body language, see how they interact with each other. And you be like, dang, they together. Like, you look at them, like, they don't even have to tell you they together. You can tell how he's acting around her and she's acting around him. They a legitimate couple. Alright? And you know what the funny thing is? When you talk about the best couples, they typically not the richest. The man typically ain't rich or great looking. He ain't looking like no Chad, no fashion model or anything like that. And neither is the woman. In fact, they both look, let's put it like this. They ain't in any danger of getting a modeling contract. They are not in any danger of getting a modeling contract. And I know some people probably looking at me, probably like looking in the background, trying to figure out where I am. Aberdeen Proving Ground, my son's work here. Anyway, right? Gotta be chauffeur. So anyway, right? Check it out. Check it out. When you talk about couples and everything, it'd be like the most ordinary looking couples. Like, if they went to those face raters, those guys be rating people's faces, which I still think is very moist to rate a man's face. Don't get me started. But here's the thing. You gotta just admit they're average. And then even when I talk body game, it might be some dudes. It could be like some dudes, both of them look like they need to eat like several cheeseburgers, or both of them need to look like they both need to lose weight. Whatever. They can be two nerdy people. Shit, I've seen several couples on the spectrum together. And here's what all these couples got. They happy. They are happy. And I was thinking about that, and I know some people try to be figuring out, well, this or that, and trying to break them down psychologically. No, it's a very simple reason why they happy. Very simple reason. It ain't that damn deep. They happy for one reason alone. They accepted who they were, what lane they in, and went with it. That's it. Because remember, I've been dealing with this whole relationship thing. Like, on a paid basis, getting money, counseling, all that stuff since the 90s. And that's the one thing I found. In fact, they never really come for counseling. They the ones you be out and about and seeing. I think I mentioned before, I was speaking at a relationship seminar, the workshop. I was speaking, and I was talking about some of the deeper aspects, like the anima and animus and everything. But I was talking about how, like, some great couples that look just alike. There was a couple goths in the audience, and they were just smiling, missing teeth and everything, just smiling. But they were together. They were good to go. I was just like, man, they be the couples. And, and all it is this, they just stay in their lane. They know where they at. They good with it. If you call them ugly, they be like, yeah, they probably call themselves ugly. If you talk about their weight or something, say, wait, they fat. They don't give a shit. They be like, yeah, you want this rib. You want this rib. Or they real slim. They be like joking about it. It's like, yeah, we need to eat some extra cheeseburgers. And they're still going to pick over their food. They don't care. They're happy, though. That's all that matters. That is all that matters. And they ain't tripping. They happy. And they stay in their lane. They good. In fact, usually, people like that usually don't be coming on channels like this. channels like this, whether it's good, bad, dating coach, red pill, black pill, they too busy laughing and having fun. Shit, be popping out kids and everything. Shit, I personally know some young women and stuff. Nah, they ain't gonna stop any traffic or anything. They ain't gonna stop any type of traffic. But they popping out babies with their nerdy looking men. And they good with it. And that's all they need to be. But they stay in their lane. That's the main thing. They ain't tripping. They ain't trying to improve their looks. I mean, yeah, they keep themselves clean and shit. And yeah, even if they go to the gym, they ain't trying to do supersets and counting the calories and all of that. I can say body game all I want. And incidentally, that's just, I said yesterday everything but body game. Oh, real quick, every time I say body game, somebody, well, you gotta add this and that, mouthpiece and everything. I've been saying that. Whenever somebody say something like that, I say, okay. A lot of people would say something off a 10-minute video, even a 30-minute video, and not watch the rest of my stuff or already talked about it. I would say this: if you got a question about what I talk about, go through my archives, okay? But anyway, right? Yeah, they happy, they cool, they stay in their lane, they good with it. And then, sometimes you get some guys, they might be with some woman and she ain't the prettiest, and some people might mess with her and everything. Yeah, but he happy and y'all at home pulling your dicks. Leave him alone. And why you worried about where another man sticks his dick anyway? Or you get some women, like I wouldn't date them. Be the same women all time, be on some videos or listening to certain content creators talking about there's a shortage of good men. Don't get me in on that one. Anyway, right? Be complaining. Everybody else complain. They happy. But like I said, all it is they just stay in their lane and they good with it. There ain't no scientific thing with it or anything scientific, metaphysical. They ain't settling. That's just them. Some people just cool people. There's a whole lot of people in this world. They just know where they are and they good with it. Now, somebody like me can talk about be your best version, but out of 4 billion people on the planet, everybody ain't gonna listen. I don't care what it is. In fact, let's just be real with stuff. A lot of times, and this is regardless of where you are or as far as your thoughts, whether it's like you select, non-select, or whatever, no matter what I say, no matter how many subs you got, they ain't even like, it would be something on YouTube, no matter who it is, if they got 1% of the global population paying any attention to them. Even 1%. Like, seriously paying attention to them. So, and you know what? They just living their lives. But they stay in their lane. Because I'm going to tell you what, here's the biggest problem with relations. Really the biggest problem. The biggest single problem. Most people who are complaining, they don't want to stay in their lane. A lot of these guys, okay, you got so many guys, they want to supermodel the world, regardless of what they look like. I've heard that from some guy. Well, I want that beautiful woman. Okay. Is that your lane though? Are you the type that can attract that beautiful woman? What you got that's going to stand out from the other 60 guys that's trying to get at that beautiful woman hitting their inboxes? Is it real? Let's just put it like this. Is it realistic for you to say, okay, I can get that beautiful woman? Seriously, a lot of guys are just they got unrealistic expectations. And women are worse because we, as a group, men's unrealistic expectations have to do with how beautiful she is. And yeah, you could put in like she's going to be cooperative and submissive and, never check out another man. That gets into a whole other conversation. So, it's like, that's us, but women even worse because they want you to look good and have money. Like, it'd be something like women with, y'all know how I'm gonna say it, 4 kids by 5 men. There's always a paternity fraud thing in there. See, she ain't even sure. Be talking about they want a man making, ain't even 6 figures like it used to be. It's like 300,000. No kids himself, and just take it. I used to think women would just troll. I say, man, they gotta be trolling. Come on. They be serious too. And then get pissed if you say, what you bringing to the table? That's just unrealistic. I tell any woman that shit. I don't give a shit. I'll tell a group of 1,000 women that. Put me in front of live audience. I say that's unrealistic, okay? Your best shot is to find some guy. Their best shot is honestly to find some guy who at least gonna work, who at least gonna love the kids, and he probably got a couple himself. But you know, these women be oh yeah, and he's gonna be average looking. They be one supermodel of the world and stuff, be on that fantasy thing. They better get out of those media fantasies. And they go to, and I'm gonna tell you what, those are the main people who having trouble. Seriously. Those are main people. They ain't staying in their lane. Meanwhile, you got a bunch of people, they just totally ordinary, they know it. Hell, they even find humor in it. See, I've known some dudes, they call themselves ugly and be getting all the women because they just stay in their lane. Hell, they even get some women who, honestly, really be looking better. Because that's part of the thing too. They're comfortable with themselves, but that's another conversation about just being confident in who you are. But even then, it's not like the guys look for it. They'll stay in their lane. They'll say, I've known plenty of guys who've done that. They just stayed in their lane. Their women went all that, but they were happy with them. That's all that matters. Plenty of women as well. But problem is, you got so many people. Everybody want to go outside of their lane. Everybody don't want to be realistic about who they are. They want to have that fantasy and everything. And I'm going to tell you what, that's why let's just talk about the men. That's why a lot of men get played by many of these female content creators. Yeah, I said it. A lot of them just say what they want to hear and everything, playing them. If the men were realistic, they would be like, man, this woman on some bullshit too. You know? Now, I've said before about that lane thing. If you don't like your lane, then you improve. It's just that simple. If you just getting those women with the unfortunate face and body that you wouldn't want to see naked, if that's what you're attracting, shit, you need to change yourself. And I say that to the women too. If you want that like high post man, that man making all that money, and you want somebody to accept his kids, shit, you better have some shit for him. Well, accept her kids. Well, they do need to accept his kids. You better be, the women better be prepared to put up with a whole lot if they're gonna be realistic. And at the very least they can do is fix themselves up. And that's at the fucking minimum. At least fix themselves up. Shit. There's a high post man like that. Shoot. And I said this before. They judged by the women on their arms. They are judged by the women on their arms. And like these women ain't gonna do it. Only chance they have a woman getting a high post man is not having any kids, have some level of class, and she gotta bring something to them. She gotta bring something to the table. All these bammers out here talking about, they don't have to bring anything. Scam, y'all. Scam, seriously. Whenever you see some guy asking that, look at how much of his content creation is geared towards women making money off of them. But that's something else. But yeah, that's it. They just stay in their lane. They happy. And if you know what, if somebody else is happy with whatever they doing, don't worry about it. Like, no man should worry about where another man sticks his dick. If that's what he like in a woman, okay. And shoot, with women, if that particular woman ain't with some guy, if you happen to like her, shoot, well, that's her. That is her. Yeah, she can get some work. So that's all. I mean, that's all to it. It's not that deep, yo. It's not that deep. Just stay in your lane. If you don't like your lane, then work to change it. Work to change it. But don't get mad. Don't get mad. Ain't nothing wrong with doing all that. But you first of all just be realistic. Can you get that? Or is it possible? If it ain't, shoot. And if you don't like me saying all that, get off the channel. Seriously, I'm just gonna tell. My whole thing is I'm just gonna tell you some real shit. That's all I've been saying. I'm gonna tell you some real shit. That's what I'm known for. And and I can talk body game, all of that, but there's some guys out there, men and women, they find that right person. Best couples, And yeah, no, they ain't a distinct minority, of course. Very distinct minority, but that's the key. They just stay in their lane. And the reason why a majority have a problem is they don't want to stay in their lane. And that's cool. If you don't want to stay in your lane, okay, work to be in that higher lane. That's all too. It'll be realistic. Because this is what I would say to both sides, both men and women. Like if you just ask some men, say, well, nah, man, I just want a dime. I want a dime. Just ask them a simple question. How many dimes have you been out with? And if they say, well, I've been out with 3 or 4 dimes. How come they didn't work out? I was just pumping and dumping them. Cap. Because motherfuckers know if they get a dime, they holding on for dear life. They know it. Come on. Please. If your ass just a regular person talking about you getting dimes all the time, please. And these women talking about, yeah, well, I had, I got out of shape and I got, got 4 kids, 5 baby daddies. And, but yeah, I've been out with several guys who were making 6 figures. I would say to them, 1, I don't think they're telling the truth. 2, if you had sex with him, did he take you out? Not you went over to an apartment in his name. Did you actually go out? Like you walking around, he holding your hand. Always ask him that. But yeah, that's the key with a lot of people just, not enough, but the men and women who are in solid relationships, they're just realistic about who they are, who they are. So anyway, that's all I got for today, y'all. Just a quick one, not driving around as much. Yeah, schedule's a little different since I gotta be, son's working and everything. So anyway, I'll get back with y'all. Peace and blessings.